Villon, a counselor at BUHS, and we're going to be talking about schedule changes. So, Mrs. Villon, what is the wait time to schedule a meeting right now for?
Well, we're not really scheduling meetings. What we do, we ask the students to fill out change of program form because we need a parent signature on there. And we work on them in the order that we receive them. And so some of them might take a couple of days. Some of them could be done that same period. Just depends on what the change is. If it's a tutorial change, that's pretty easy. We try to get those that same day. But the other ones, it could be at least a couple of days, just depending on how many other ones the counselor has, how many requests. Usually juniors and seniors have the most request changes, so that might take a little bit longer. So right now, I think most of us are caught up with our request.
And when do you stop taking requests?
We have 10 days from the first day of the semester, so pretty much up to the 10th day, we stop taking the request.
And what teacher is most asked for, or what class is most asked for?
As far as the juniors are concerned, I couldn't tell you the other classes. I haven't really communicated with the other counselors. But I've had a lot of requests for the law enforcement class. Graphic design is another popular class. Drama is a popular class. So it's pretty much that. We do have requests for changes of periods. You know, I want this class, but I want the same teacher, but different periods. So, but mostly I've seen more for the law enforcement class.
And what's the main reason students are asking to switch out of classes?
Maybe they weren't successful with a certain teacher and they feel with another teacher that they will be more successful. Maybe changes in their schedule as far as they need a sports PE class 6 periods, so we need to make some changes as far as that. But basically it's from one teacher to the next or one period to another period.
And depending on grades, are some of the requests declined? Say if they are failing a class?
Sometimes they are, depending on the reason why they failed the class. If it's lack of effort from a student, then definitely we're not going to move them to another teacher because that's not going to make a big difference. There's several reasons why they request a change, but if we feel that they put their best effort into a certain class and that's still not working out, then definitely we will recommend a change.
Okay. And what are some of the advantages and disadvantages of getting a free period? Because I know that at least that's not very common in the junior class, but as far as the senior classes, what are some of the advantages or disadvantages?
Well, juniors can't have a free class. It's only seniors. The advantages are that it helps your GPA calculations. So if you're striving to get a higher GPA overall, it's one less class that your GPA is calculated with a less grade. The disadvantages are, there shouldn't be any disadvantages because we only give unscheduled for students that are on track to graduate and have a 2.4 GPA. The only really disadvantage I could think of is they completely bomb other classes, and that class might have helped their GPA or they actually needed that credit, but that's a rare occurrence.
Speaking of bombing classes, is there anything that you've seen in students in the first semester that you think they could improve on in the second semester?
Oh, definitely. First semester, it's a wake-up call for a lot of students. They think they can skate by, and they end up skating with D's, all semester, and pretty soon their GPA is close to a 2.0 or below a 2.0. So that's a wake-up call for second semester that, okay, I didn't do my best, I need to turn in more of my assignments. And most kids do better second semester once they realize, okay, I can't just get away with not turning in my work.
So is there any advice you have for students for this upcoming second semester?
For every class, it's important, whether you're a freshman. For freshmen, there are not a lot of opportunities to make up classes. You have to wait till your junior year. So I would recommend do not fail classes or do not get D's. For sophomores, this is when you start getting into whether you're going to be transferred to Desert Valley because of lack of credits or low GPAs. So if you try to avoid that by improving your second semester grades. Junior year is when you can start taking credit recovery classes, but it also affects whether you're going to go to college or university. If you start getting those Ds, you have to do a lot of credit recovery classes, and you want to avoid that. Senior year, definitely, you cannot fail English or civics or you won't graduate, pretty much. And those students that have a low GPA really have to work on keeping their GPA above 2.0. So it's very important for all students.
And that's what counselors are for. They're here to help, and they're here to sort of see that we're on the right track. And if you have any questions or you feel that you could do better, definitely schedule a meeting.
Thank you.
Now,